I welcome people to come this way, come to TNA, enter our world. It's fine. We have people who go elsewhere and make surprise appearances. That's great. But I want to see how other people can hang in our company. You want to show what you're capable of. You want to prove what you can do in the ring. Come to TNA. Challenge for the TNA World Tag Team titles.
Cicero Stadium, the weekend of June 14th, against all odds. It's brothers. It's a family versus the system. We'll talk about this big tag team match coming up. Eddie Edwards is with me. Eddie Edwards, you're coming back to Chicago, one of the greatest pro wrestling cities in the world.
Yeah, that's what they say. I mean, do I agree with that? Chicago is Chicago. Chicago is not Boston. That's all I know. And but like you said, it's a family affair. But system will show who the true family is. The system is a family. The system is real, and we will gladly take care of the Nemeth Brothers in front of those Chicagoans. Take care.
We're like having that scene in Anchorman when they don't know if it's San Diegans. It's the same idea. Yes, but all right. We'll circle back on that Boston thing. But yes, you and your tag team partner Myers set to take on the Nemeth Brothers. Nick Nemeth, and you for many, many years with WWE, and Ryan Nemeth with All Elite Wrestling, now in TNA. Brothers reunited in TNA Wrestling. First time they've been able to challenge for tag team titles together. That has to be unique, but why is a system better than a family?
Yes, well, the system, we go deeper. You know what I mean? You can't choose your family, but you can choose the system that you're part of, and that's what we did. There's a reason why we are together in a group. It's not just because, TNA put us together for fun. You know what I mean? We are a group that, whether we're on TV together, we'd be traveling together, we'd be hanging out together, we'd be sitting in the back together. That's what we did anyway. So this is just what we do in real life, just put on a TV screen and happens in the wrestling ring now. We like to say the system is real. We're currently planning a system family vacation together because this is what we do. People don't get it. Think it's just a gimmick, but no, this is what the system is. We are real.
What are you doing? Are you doing Wisconsin Dells before you guys hit Chicago? Let's get it. Nearly 20 years of TNA wrestling, and you are one of the guys that is very much synonymous with that. How long have you been in TNA wrestling? A majority of your career, right?
Yeah, it's been 10 years now, a little over 10 years, yeah.
So more than half of it. You're one of those definitive franchise guys. When the rebranding of TNA was brought back, I was in Chicago and was there for that huge statement. And the way that was filmed, it was fitting that you were a part of that reveal. There was a team of people that were core players of TNA that were part of that reveal of, we were Impact for a long time. Now we're going back. Our weekly TV show will be TNA Impact Wrestling. We're reviving our old branding. How special was that, and how reflective has these times been? Because there's also been a lot of transition in TNA, a lot of changes recently.
Yeah, to be a part of that vignette or promo, whatever you want to call it, that was something special because we were, we knew what was happening clearly before a lot of other people knew, and all the fans knew. But not even everybody in the locker room were aware at the time of what was happening, while we were filming it. So we were kind of the inside, we had the inside scoop there, and to be a part of it, such a big moment, you know what I mean? It's saying we're going back to TNA, we're going back to our roots, and you could feel that this was a move in the right direction. And as you said, you were there in Chicago. The reaction, when the fans first saw that TNA logo appear, in that promo, you could feel the buzz, and people started talking to them. The big reveal, TNA's coming back, and just that chant of TNA. That's something that lives in my brain, currently, and it was an honor to be a part of that.
So looking back, just one more question about reflection as we kind of look. We can't go forward if you don't look back. What are some of those matches where you say, these are the matches I got to top? These are the matches, I look at that one, I remember that pop, you remember that pop. Everyone remembers that. I perform myself, I remember a certain crowd reaction and stuff like that, and I want to distill it and replicate it again and again and again. What are those matches, what are those moments for you in TNA?
Well, the first moment I always think about is the Kurt Angle coming to TNA and, confronting Samoa Joe. That I remember, that
The headbutt. Yeah.
Around the world, man.
Yeah.
That time it sent such shockwaves through the wrestling industry that Kurt Angle was going to TNA, and that whole reveal, him coming in the ring, not even saying a word, just face to face, where Samoa Joe was TNA at that time, and then here's Kurt Angle, a guy who's coming from WWE at the time. It was just a real momentous occasion where it felt like TNA was jumping up, where they're saying, no, we are a company that belongs in the top tier. We are somebody that, everybody should think of when they think of wrestling, should be thinking of TNA. That's the moment that I really think of right there. And then one of the matches would be Christopher Daniels, AJ Styles, and Samoa Joe, that three-way, that, whatever, 5 stars, whatever it got, you know what I mean? But that itself is one that really showed what TNA was as far as style and wrestling wise, where you go in the ring and you leave everything out there. And I feel like that's something that is really strong with the locker room today in TNA. A lot of people think back to that time and that match where we got to go out there and we got to show that this is TNA. You know what I mean? We're different. We have something for everybody, but when it comes down to it, our in-ring, product is what TNA is all about.
For you, what are those moments that you need to top? What are those moments that you need to, what are some things that you're like, I don't have this, I want that. I gotta, no one in this business isn't chasing something. Is there something you're chasing in TNA right now?
I mean, chasing wise, it's to get to the point that TNA was at one point, when in the quote unquote glory years of TNA, and Spike TV, but also to aim higher than that, to get us further than we have ever been. There's a reason I've been here for over 10 years. It's something that I truly believe in. I believe in what we're doing as a company. I've been through different regimes along the way, but right now we all have that same goal. We all want to take TNA to that next level. So my focus, the thing I'm chasing is just getting TNA to that next level, and to be at the forefront of that. I want to be one of those guys that's synonymous with TNA when you think about this company. I want you to think about Eddie Edwards. That's my goal, and I want to help usher in a new era for TNA.
Certainly. Yeah, he'll be a part of the big action against all odds. You can get all the information where you can stream it and get your tickets at TNAWrestling.com. That is going down the weekend of June 14th in Chicago on the south side at Cicero Stadium. Very easy to get to, by the way. If you're a local, you can get to that very easily right off the Pink Line. We were talking a little bit about Chicago, and you brought up Boston, and you think Boston's a little bit Boston, Massachusetts, and I'll refrain from Boston here. I'll start throwing the Yuz Gunners and Bears in there, some Bears talk there. But you said that Boston may be a little bit better of a pro wrestling town than Chicago. Can you make the case for that with me here?
The first make the case. Where am I from? Argument over. You know what I mean? Argument over, boys.
All right.
Maybe this guy, whatever.
I won't get into NBA talk. I won't bring it there. It there. I know how things turned out for my guys, so it's all right.
Go. I'm loaded with that one. I'm ready to go.
The 90s were good. I'll leave it at that. The 90s were good.
Oh, yeah. I'm living that now with the Patriots. We had 2000s were good. It was all right. Yeah, I get it. No way.
So recently, some big things have happened in the wrestling world that have seen names in TNA go through these doors you're not supposed to go through. And I don't need to bring up where those places are, but I want to know a bigger question. Is the door open for you? There's been some jaw-jacking online. There's been some people throwing something over the fence into the farm next door and sending notes back and forth, and we've seen some things happen here. I want to keep it in TNA. I want to keep the focus there, because to me, the intriguing thing is, what if someone goes through that aisleway that we're not expecting? Because we saw it happen in Orlando. Is that something that can happen? And a lot of people think there's a possibility. Especially, you're there for 2 nights in Chicago, and I saw wild stuff happen there last time I was at Bound for Glory. Is the door open in TNA?
I certainly think so. You know what I mean? Like this, like you said, it's it's a wild time. Things have been happening that you don't know. You never know who's going to show up. And, I want to reiterate what you said. I welcome people to come this way, come to TNA, enter our world. It's fine. We have people who go elsewhere and make surprise appearances. That's great. But I want to see how other people can hang in our company. You want to show what you're capable of. You want to prove what you can do in the ring. Come to TNA. Challenge for the TNA World Tag Team titles. Go right ahead. I think that the door is definitely open, and hopefully it's just a matter of time before something does happen. And wrestling is one of those things you never know when or where it'll be. That's the thing. So, stay tuned, and hopefully it's just a matter of time before something does happen.
Wow. I would ask you who, but I think there's just too many possibilities. There's too many possibilities. If you're watching, let us know in the comments who you want to see come over to TNA. Eddie, if they want to follow you and what you got going on, I know you've done some great projects outside of wrestling. Is there anything else? I know we talked years ago when you did some great project about children's literature, which was very, very fun. You're very active. You're a very creative guy. Anything moving and grooving for you outside of wrestling right now?
Right now, it's I have a 7-year-old daughter. That's pretty much my current life right now, which I'm A-okay with. But just follow along. We just did the Power Town action figures for TNA, which will be, unfortunately, the pre-order is done, so you missed your shot. But this is my first action figure in wrestling, so this is a big moment. And my buddy Brian Myers, had a lot to do with the behind the scenes getting that done for the company. So I'm very happy with that. And like I said, I can't wait to get one of those for my daughter. Like to do an unboxing reveal with her will be great. But other than that, I'm enjoying my time at home currently with the family, so that's my big thing. But follow along. I'm only on Twitter, on X, at the Eddie Edwards. Just follow along there to see whatever's going on in my life, and you'll check it out there.
All right. Thank you so much. Good luck with everything going on. Against All Odds coming up as well. TNA Wrestling airs on Access TV every single week, and if you want to get all the streaming options and check it out on YouTube, all the links, TNAWrestling.com. Eddie Edwards, thank you so much for the time. I still agree Chicago has a little bit of an edge, but I don't know. We'll have an old style. We'll do the old Chicago handshake at a bar somewhere, and we'll lay it to rest there. The System takes on the Nemeth Brothers coming up here the weekend of June 14th. Get your tickets, TNAWrestling.com.